The RLCS is broken, G2 still can't win a final, and Zen actually lost the game. My name is Anton and you're watching This Week on Rocket League. This is of course the series where we take a look at all the crazy and stupid things that this game has had to offer during the past 7 days, and somehow, this game never fails to surprise me.
Arsenal is on target, but Dries is back.
We're good.
Daniel cannot win a challenge right now.
It's on target! It's in! We're
going, baby! Space station grounded! Put him in the gurn! I can't speak English!
But now let's check out what's been happening this week. Zen has been hyped up lately as he's built an 11 series win streak in Johnny Boy's 1v1 show matches. Or he had an 11 series win streak before he finally lost to RW9 last Thursday. I mean, I was this close to doing it myself, but now I guess I don't have to. After the defeat, Zen was a bit frustrated and went to Twitter to vent out. A lot of people didn't like that and thought it was disrespectful, but instead of trying to guide him to be a bit more mature, some people started attacking and mocking him. I mean, I get that he should get some backlash for what he did, but I don't think mocking is ever really productive. It's not like he wouldn't have acted impulsively after a loss when you were 16. Zen did later delete the tweet and apologize. In other news, competitive season 10 was finally revealed with the team of Spring and Relaxing. Volkswagen Golf is the new car introduced in the season, and Psyonix finally touched grass and decided to make a grass map. Moving on to esports, the final round of Winter Regionals ended on Sunday with the NAOCE and MENA Regionals. Over in North America, Genji managed to secure a 3-0 record in the group stage again. Meanwhile, KOY were knocked out of the major race after placing last behind Shopify Rebellion and Dignitas. Optic started off their almost impossible run for their major spot with a perfect 3-0 record in Group B over FaZe Clan and MAD. Over in Group C, Fura were eliminated from the major qualification once again after losing against Ghost in Game 5 of the final round. I mean, who even predicted these guys to make it to the major? Then in 4th place is Furia, who I think is gonna make a comeback this play. Complexity topped Group D with a 3-0 record, followed by Version 1 and NRG, who managed to make it to the playoffs after beating Axel. NRG then moved on to the first round of the playoffs, where they had to face FaZe Clan, who absolutely destroyed them. NRG did manage to get some clips on the highlight reel though, as Squishy scored this amazing air dribble goal in Game 3.
Response. All the gas seems to have been taken out of NRG, and now Squishy is going to be alone again. Does he have enough boost to even get back to here? No, he doesn't.
Squishy might just need to stick to the YouTube, based off the past couple split.
Dignitas then kept their major hopes alive after narrowly beating Space Station in a Game 5, eliminating them from the major in the process. Ghost then ghosted the whole series against Shopify Rebellion, scoring a grand total of 1 goal. Version 1 then had one last chance to qualify for the major as they beat M80 and then moved on to face G2. Optic fared a little better in the other quarterfinal as they beat Shopify Rebellion 4-2. And with Dignitas getting wrecked in the other quarterfinal, Optic had one last chance by winning the regional. You know, G2 just hate fun. Genji.X then stopped working after their first game against FaZe Clan in the last quarterfinal, causing them to miss the finals for the first time, well, ever. Something I'm sure they were absolutely devastated by. FaZe Clan proceeded to absolutely demolish Complexity in the semifinals and faced G2 for the championship. This was the first final for G2 since the World Championship, and so they decided to go with the same game plan and lose 4-1. Maybe you should come up with a new one. But with the last regional wrapped up, these teams are going to the major from NA, with a record lowest number of North American players to attend an international RLCS LAN. I mean, at this rate, Sub-Saharan Africa is gonna have more NA players than NA. Notably, Dignitas managed to qualify for the major exactly a year after their last major, despite dropping their team and picking up a completely new one for this season. But really, the only thing that matters is that G1 Atomic is now confirmed to play G2 Atomic at the major. In Oceania, Pioneers finally topped their group in the group stage, so that Power didn't have to lose to them in the quarterfinals again. So this time they lost to Dumb Luck Esports. I don't think they understand how playoffs work. Pioneers and Ground Zero then met in the finals once again after destroying their opponents in the semifinals. And after some pretty drastic shifts in momentum, Pioneers took the regional championship home. Unsurprisingly, Ground Zero and Pioneers qualified for the major after completely dominating the region the whole split. There was some controversy in Middle East and North Africa after Rule 1 had some internet issues during the last group stage match against Arrows. The reason this is such an issue is due to MENA only having one major spot, and because Rule 1 lost the 2 previous finals to Falcons, they were far enough behind in the rankings that beating the Falcons in the final wouldn't even have been enough for them to qualify for the major. This means that the only way for Rule 1 to make the major was for Falcons to not make it to the final, and because of that, a lot of people were saying that it would make more sense for Rule 1 to throw the group stage, so they'd face Falcons in the quarterfinals, since realistically no one else is gonna beat them. And well, the tournament started, and Rule 1 predictably won their first 2 matches, after which Rule 1 started having internet issues after winning the first game against Arrows. I mean, We were just joking about the throwing thing. Now, jokes aside, we don't know if they tried to do this on purpose or if they were actually having internet issues. But regardless, the real questionable part was that the internet issues lasted more than 10 minutes over the disqualification timer. But Psyonix decided to make an exception for Rule 1 to ensure they couldn't cheat the system, which obviously Arrows weren't too happy about, as Rule 1 came back and predictably beat them, causing them to play against Falcons in the quarterfinals instead of Miracles, who they would have had a much better chance of beating, which in turn would have more than doubled their winnings. I mean, I can understand Psyonix wanting to preserve the competitive integrity of its tournaments, but their decision might have just screwed Arrows out of a lot of money. In my opinion, they should have stuck to the original rules and done an investigation on whether Rule 1 did it on purpose, which then could disqualify them from the winter split. But then again, it might not even be possible to prove whether they did it on purpose or not. That being said, this would have never happened if MENA had 2 major spots. But as always, I'd like to hear what you think. Did Psyonix make the right choice? Rule 1 did then end up beating Falcons in the finals. Of course, there were really no stakes at that point anymore. And in the quarterfinals, Twisted Minds somehow managed to pull off this comeback. What? But these are the teams going to the Winter Major in San Diego. We'll do a more in-depth preview next week, so stay tuned for that. And in other esports news, popular streamer XQC is reportedly planning to buy a Rocket League roster sometime in the future. I mean, that's just awesome to see.
Oh my god. Alright, okay. Alright man, I'll say what we're doing today. Chat, what is rule number 1 now?
I changed my mind. Gamers8 came out with a tweet saying they're more than tripling the prize pool from last year to 45 million. It's not all going to Rocket League, but still. Someone wanna start a pro team with me real quick? And now to some miscellaneous news. Some reflection on Reddit made this beautiful stack with his friends in a private match. Now that's how this game is supposed to be played. But now it's time for Clip of the Week, now in affiliation with NordVPN. Each week you guys submit your clips to the AntonTheKicker Discord, the top 5 are then voted on by the members and have a chance at winning 1000 credits. So if you want to submit your own clips or influence who makes the top 5 for one of these videos, you can do so on my Discord server, link in the description. Congrats to Goodapri for winning last week's contest with this monstrosity. But before we reveal the top 5, let's look at some honorable mentions. Isaiah made this totally intentional wall read pass in 3v3 overtime. Mega765 scored this team pinch with a random teammate, unfortunately in snow day. zachewache started dribbling his opponents. And before we reveal the top 5, Group to hit this flip reset musty in a 1v1. But now it's time to reveal the top 5. Like mentioned before, these were voted by the Discord members. Nathan owned his opponents with this touch. Cronen scored this insane corner read redirect in a 3v3. Mega765 is back, this time scoring this team pinch with his opponent. Rusta hit this aerial team pinch double tap in a private match. And last but not least, Chicken Nugget hit this super clean double tap in a GC lobby. And that's the top 5. As always, there will be a YouTube poll on the channel. The person with the most votes after 24 hours wins 1000 credits. NordVPN gives you access to over 5400 servers across 60 different countries around the world. Can't watch your favorite Netflix show in your current location? Well, it only takes one click to change that. Look, now I'm in England. I myself have been using NordVPN for a while now, and I truly believe it's a great product. And that's why I've teamed up with NordVPN to get you a discount plus 1 month free on your 2-year plan. Just go to nordvpn.com/AntonTheKicker or use the link at the top of the description. A VPN is one of the essentials for any internet user these days, and using the link in the description would really help out the channel as well. But that's it for this week's episode, hope you enjoyed it. And just a quick announcement before we get into the outro. We finally hit 30,000 subscribers, which means that I'm gonna do the live stream. Of course, I'm still a little busy with my thesis. Thanks to everyone, by the way, for filling out the survey. But hopefully I'll get it done this week, which means I can return to normal life again. But without further ado, let's go check out countries. So today we have a comment from KT Daisho KL. Guys, chill out with the names. He says, "Yo Anton, amazing video again. Can you do Netherlands?" Of course. And if I was Netherlands, if I was a city in Netherlands, I would be Ipenburg, just above Winterswijk. And I know my pronunciation is pretty much perfect, but no guys, I'm not Dutch. And then DJ Craft P. Why do you guys have such hard names? I did not forget about you. He wanted me to do Spain here on Twitter, so we're gonna do Spain as well. And in Spain, if we go, there's actually a bunch of them. One of them is Salt. Then we have Puerto del Carmen, Pinar de Chamartin, and Atamaria. But as always, remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. Become a member if you want to play against me on the stream that I will be doing for my 30k celebration. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. I'll see you guys later. Bye. And shout out to Gerardo Daniel Rodriguez Gonzalez and Stock.